good morning. Welcome to Liverpool FC Journal, guys. It is matchday Liverpool travelling to the capital to take on West Ham United at the London City Stadium, or the London City of London Stadium, or that monstrosity in Stratford Park, whatever you want to call it. That's where we're at today. 2:05 kick-off. Look, I don't know. You know what? Should be a game that Liverpool looking at and thinking 3 points in the bag. Really should be. We're going to talk a bit about that. I'm going to talk a little bit about why I won't expect a lot of changes to the starting 11 despite the dire performance in midweek against PSV Eindhoven. We've got stories about transfers. We've got stories about possible new managers. We've got loads of it to get through this morning on our match day news. Obviously, please stick with us. And obviously, if you've enjoyed the content, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. More importantly, subscribe to help the channel to get going and growing, guys. Right, we're going to start off with what seems like our daily Ibou Konate update. Now, obviously, news came out the other day that Real Madrid don't want the player. And as one or two Liverpool fans did joke at the time, I'm not surprised. He's shite, I think was the comment. However, it is being reported in a number of media sources over the last couple of days, say this morning as well, that Liverpool remain fully committed to re-signing Ibrahima Konate to a new contract, providing that contract stays within the wage structure. Quite what that wage structure is at the moment, God only knows, especially given the fact that Mo Salah is currently stealing around £400,000 a week from the club for fairly dire performances. So, look, whatever. I mean, I don't think, obviously, Ibou Konate's deal with it anywhere near £400,000 a week. I certainly think anything north of 200 grand a week is an absolute disgrace. The player certainly isn't worth that. Now, Liverpool are still evaluating centre-half options, we are being told. And I think, even if Konate was to sign a new contract now or before the summer, that he has to be a player who is in consideration for rotation or even starting next season on the bench due to his performances. I think, the likes of Mark Gahey, Bastoni, Schlotterbeck, who've all been linked with Liverpool, I think would be much safer and better bets at the back than Ibou Konate, who, look, even last season when he was outstanding. One thing I will say about Ibou is he's either great or he's very, very bad. There seems to be no in-between with the player. Certainly doesn't seem to be the case at all. So obviously, that is the situation with Konate at this present moment in time. Now, the manager has been talking about Wataru Endo and a number of other so-called fringe players, obviously the likes of Federico Chiesa, Rion Gamoa, etc., etc. Now, he was directly asked the other day why he doesn't start Wataru Endo. Now, a lot of people talking about Endo actually coming in and playing and being that six that we're kind of missing. Ryan Gravenberch has taken on a bit of a different role this season and is getting forward a little bit more, which is perhaps leaving that back four that little bit more exposed. But Arne Slot has explained why Endo is not getting a look in with Liverpool's starting lineup. He's only featured for 216 minutes this season and has been an unused sub in the last 5 games. His only starts, of course, coming in the Carabao Cup. Now, Ryan Gravenberch has been okay this season. He hasn't been terrible, he hasn't been great, but he certainly hasn't, replicated the form of last season anywhere near that at all. And Slot was kind of directly asked why Japan's captain, Mr. Wataru Endo, hasn't had any opportunities to start. This is what he said. Arne said, "I prefer not to talk about individuals, but since you ask, he's in the position Ryan is in. Ryan is not performing the worst from all of our players. That is Ryan's best position, and the same as Wata. When I used him as right back against Bournemouth, I got criticised. I got told I got criticised. Ryan is one of the few who has been fit throughout the season. That is the answer." So it seems like a direct kind of saying that he will not play him. That sort of criticism, did that smart a bit, Arne? Did you not like that? Can you not take it? Is that kind of what's going on with that one? I think that kind of also explains as well. He talked also about the fact that he says he ruled out tactical changes. He said, that fringe players would have to prove themselves in the moments that they get rather than obviously starting games. He was asked about changing the starting lineup. He says, I think you consider everything. Until now, I've decided differently, but they train with us every single day. They can prove themselves in those moments. It's always a balance. If you don't change, people think you should change more. I think there was a period of this season when we lost and people complained about the fact I made a few changes, too many, and there was never any in the team the same. Of course, I consider it, but I can't tell you what the end product of what that consideration is for Sunday yet. Think for one moment that Arne Slot is going to change the team massively for Sunday. I don't think we're going to see Federico Chiesa start or Joe Gomez start or Wataru Endo start or any of those players start. It just isn't going to happen. I think Slot is very stubborn, very determined to stick to what he's doing and do it his way or not at all. Seems to be the approach that he is taking at this moment in time. And look, personally speaking, I would start Chiesa over Salah. I think Chiesa shows a whole lot of heart, fight, bottle. He shows a lot more passion, a lot more effort, works a lot harder, will track back, something Salah seems allergic to doing at the moment. Look, Salah's been great. He's been a legend. Fantastic. He was amazing last season. And the guy's a fantastic footballer. But this season, as Graham Souness said, his brother's turned up. It certainly isn't him anyway. He has been absolutely diabolical this season and certainly doesn't deserve the opportunities. And I think, accountability has to be there and he should be called off. Especially that second goal against PSV. If I saw my right winger walking back effectively and not tracking back in any sort of aggressive form on a player who's just gone past me as if I wasn't there, I would certainly be hauling that player off and dressing him down and letting him know that was wholly unacceptable. Look, but we know that won't happen. Slot, for whatever reason, won't drop Konate, won't drop Salah. I don't know what it is. If he's scared of them, I don't know what the issue is at all. In terms of what I believe the starting lineup will be against West Ham today, I think it'll be Alisson in goal. Now he's back from illness. I think the back four, unfortunately, it will be either Sobbo or Jones at right back. I can see him putting Sobbo back there, which is a massive, massive error. It takes away from the midfield hugely. He's the one player this season who was putting 100% effort, has kept running, has kept trying at all times. Now, whether Jones goes back there, I don't know. But obviously with no Bradley, no Frimpong, and his unwillingness to even play Gomez, and he comes up with this stuff that Gomez is not fully fit. Well, why is he on the fucking bench then? Is the key question. Konate and Van Dijk, I think, will start in centre half, even though Konate should be nowhere near the team after his absolutely dire performances. Again, no accountability. Robbo should come back in at left back. I think he will add leadership and a bit of stability to that back four. Certainly, Kirkez struggled against PSV on Wednesday. Midfield three, I think, will either be Sobbo or Jones, depending on who starts at right back. Grav as the 6, McAllister in as the 8. Front three, I think he'll go with Salah on the right, even though he should go with Chiesa because Salah doesn't deserve to play. Isak, I think he'll start up front, given the fact that Ekitike had that back injury, which is not going to keep him out by all accounts. But I think he'll go with Isak in an effort to try and get him fit. And Gakpo on the left. Personally, that's not what I would go with at all. I would go with Chiesa. I would go with Isak, but I'd put Ekitike on the left. As a more dynamic front three, a more mobile front three. That's what I would go with if it was me, but I think he'll go with that. I think he'll stick to what he knows, and I think we'll be the same. I'm not massively hopeful. I really am. It's terrible to feel that way, isn't it? Absolutely terrible to feel that way about a team, going into a game. A Liverpool team going into a game should be going in with every chances of really smashing the opposition, barring obviously if we're playing an Arsenal or a Chelsea or someone like that. So, it is kind of worrying. Look, on the transfer side of things, Liverpool linked again with a move for Forest midfielder Elliot Anderson. That is apparently one of the stories that is going around at this moment in time. The fee is around £100 million for the Nottingham Forest midfielder. There is interest across the Premier League in the player. The 23-year-old is one of the most in-demand midfield options in the league. He's exceptionally versatile, England international, great ball player, uses the ball exceptionally well. It's felt that there is a need to put someone in there as backup for Gravenberch going forward. Now, whether that will be a January move or a summer move, I don't know at this moment in time, but that is clearly what is being reported as a possible move. But I think, realistically, that's a summer move with obviously Fabrizio Romano, David Ornstein and others reporting that the likelihood is that only one player will be moved for in January, if any. That more likely been either Antoine Semenyo or Mark Gahey. That is the conversation certainly going into the summer transfer window. Right, guys, look, if you enjoyed the video, please obviously like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know, look, it is a real make or break day today. A victory, and you know what, it papers the cracks for the moment. A defeat, and the pressure is right back on yet again, and the debate will begin again. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.